Is history repeating itself? A magnitude 6.0 earthquake in Baja California revives an eerie 1906 parallel. Today, a magnitude 6.0 earthquake struck the Gulf of California off the coast of Baja California, Mexico. The earthquake was recorded by the U.S. Geological Survey and occurred along the complex fault system that links the Gulf of California to the San Andreas Fault. While no major damage has been reported so far, one historical detail is drawing significant attention. Exactly 120 years ago, a remarkably similar earthquake occurred in nearly the same region, just 8 days before the devastating 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Today's earthquake measured magnitude 6.0 and occurred in the Gulf of California, where the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate continue to slide past one another. This tectonic system is not isolated. It is actually part of the same plate boundary that extends northward into the famous San Andreas Fault, responsible for some of the most significant earthquakes in U.S. history. The eerie parallel with 1906. Let's go back to 1906. On April 10, 1906, a significant earthquake struck the northern Gulf of California, Imperial Valley region, along nearly the same tectonic corridor where today's earthquake occurred. Just 8 days later, on April 18, one of the most devastating earthquakes in modern history struck California. Magnitude 7.9. The Great San Francisco Earthquake. The rupture propagated for approximately 477 kilometers, 296 miles, along the San Andreas Fault, destroying much of San Francisco and claiming thousands of lives. Was it a foreshock? This is the big question. Was the April 10 earthquake a warning before the massive earthquake on April 18? Science offers a much more cautious answer. Today, we know that some major earthquakes are preceded by foreshocks. However, the vast majority of moderate earthquakes are never followed by a larger event. In other words, a magnitude 6 earthquake by itself cannot be used to predict that a much larger earthquake is about to occur. Seismologists cannot forecast major earthquakes based on a single event. Why is this pattern so intriguing? The point is not to claim that history is about to repeat itself. What makes this fascinating is the historical parallel. In 1906, an earthquake occurred along this same tectonic corridor just days before California's Great Earthquake. Now, another significant earthquake has struck within the very same plate boundary system that connects the Gulf of California to the San Andreas Fault. That makes the comparison a remarkable historical coincidence worthy of discussion, but not evidence that another major earthquake is imminent. Scientists recognize that earthquakes can slightly alter stress levels on nearby faults. But those stress changes do not mean that a major earthquake is about to happen. The San Andreas Fault continues to store strain. Meanwhile, numerous scientific studies indicate that the southern section of the San Andreas Fault has been accumulating tectonic strain for centuries and remains one of the most closely monitored seismic regions in North America. That does not mean a major earthquake will happen tomorrow, next week, or even this year. It simply means that this fault remains one of the highest priority areas for earthquake research because of its long-term seismic potential. So, are we witnessing the same pattern that unfolded before the Great San Francisco earthquake of 1906? The honest answer is, no one knows. What we do know is that history sometimes presents striking parallels. 120 years ago, an earthquake struck this region and, just 8 days later, the Great San Francisco earthquake changed history forever. Today, another significant earthquake has occurred along virtually the same tectonic corridor. Is it simply a fascinating coincidence? Or is it another reminder that the boundary between the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate remains one of the most active and closely watched fault systems on Earth? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're interested in major earthquakes, seismic history, and ongoing monitoring of the San Andreas Fault, be sure to subscribe, because we'll continue tracking every significant seismic event.